All right, here we go. So,
Great opener.
So my name is Ben. This is
Devin.
This is Devin Craig. We are both proud owners of Legators now, and we did a lot of research online, YouTube, things like that, trying to find out.
I did, but
More information about these guitars, or maybe more reviews that were online that were maybe a little bit more in depth and went over kind of their newer series. You know, what we like about the guitars, what we dislike about the guitars. Our dealings with the company, whether that be good or bad. So let's just go ahead and kick it off. This is the Legator Ninja NRA8 8-string. It's a great guitar. I like it so far. See, I did a couple upgrades on it. I did the DiMarzio activators, both neck and bridge on it, so they got kind of a chuggier sound to it. Like, they're a little bright, maybe a bit tinny at times. So I mean, but they're great. They're great pickups.
it's not a pickup review. It's a guitar review.
I can't stop bragging about them. I love them so much. I have them on 2 guitars now. Like, they're just perfect. Other than that, we put in a Tessie kill switch. We have some hip shot tuners up here, hip shot locking tuners. And
which are fantastic.
They are very great. In the New York XLs, right? I think I put on here.
NYXLs, Diodarios,
Yep.
very fantastic. Strings. I actually have Stringjoy on mine. Stringjoy, try them out. They're fantastic. If you're a guitar player looking for a custom set of strings, non-paid advertising.
That is the most legit advertising you're ever going to get on the internet right there. Just straight up, just custom review saying, fuck, I love these strings.
You should put a little deal on Rolling Rock there.
Yeah, right, yeah. Please, send me more Rolling Rock, please, or whoever brews this shit. Anheuser-Busch, listen to me.
And then I have the Legator Opus 7, which I don't think they make anymore. In fact, I'm not sure if they're going to still make this.
I don't believe they are.
guitar.
Pretty sure it's discontinued now. They
But
still use the same finish, though, on the Ghost.
yes,
So you can still get this
the
on
same
there.
finish.
Yeah.
The Ghost being the headless version.
I've heard mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews, and that's something I wanted to delve into here. So with mine, I actually upgraded my pickups as well to the bare knuckle impulses for the neck and the bridge, and then the middle pickup is the Cobra, also by bare knuckle.
And they sound choice. They really do.
Very choice. It's probably the one pickup I use now. And then, of course, Hipshot is another upgrade that I made to this. We both... Let's see, I upgraded my nut on mine to a bone nut. So we all did.
Standard.
So I think with Legator, how I feel about them is that they're guitars that are affordable, that you can opt to upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, affordable when I got mine when they did the B-Stock clearance. I got it for $350, which is a pretty good price. It originally went for $900. I'm pretty sure it went for $900.
Their prices vary. Like if you look at the website, you'll see something for starting at their MSRP rate, like, $8.99, and then it just fluctuates to a lower price. So
Yeah.
that and their website is still under construction, as you can tell. Like if you look at the bottom page says that pardon our dust, we're still working on a website, and it's been that way
for a while,
a whole year, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
But I also purchased them from Legator Direct. This I got for $250. I don't know if it was a B stock or whatever, but it was definitely clearing them out. So, my phone. But yeah. Anyways, this I love this guitar. I love that it has a 27.5-inch scale, and I do believe yours is a 28.
Yeah, 28. It's I honestly for $350, I have no issues with this guitar. There were some problems, and I guess we should probably get into the cons now.
Cons before the pros?
Yeah, maybe.
You can start it up.
Okay, I guess I'll start first. So, when I was sent this guitar, there were a few issues with it. With the tuners specifically. The tuners that came with it they weren't that bad for what they were. I don't think they were horrible. A lot of the tuning stability, it was fine.
Non-locking tuners, but...
Yeah, but I mean, they worked. You know what I mean? They did their job. They tuned the guitar, right? But the only issue was, if you look at most tuners, they have a small plastic washer kind of spacing the actual key from the, mechanism under there. I don't really have a better technical term for it. But a couple of those washers were cracked, and one of them was completely missing. And that led the tuner to have a few issues that I was not happy with.
If you don't have that little plastic washer underneath there, it makes it difficult to tune. You could definitely
Creates issues with the actual cog or whatever is in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. I was not very happy about that, to be honest. But there is a bright side to it. I contacted Legator and, told them about my issue. And I had heard, through other reviews and stuff like that online, saying that Legator's quality control was pretty atrocious. And how they dealt with their customers was pretty atrocious. But luckily for me, I brought the issue to them. I couldn't get a contact with them through their website because, again, it's still under construction. What I went ahead and did is just went to their Facebook, told them about my issue. They said, okay, no problem. Give us your address. We'll send you, replacement. And I thought in my head, maybe naively, that they were going to send me 2 new tuners to replace the ones that were broken. They did not. They instead sent me a small bag of replacement washers, meaning I would have to take it apart and put it back myself, and that just seemed like too much work. So, and I was inevitably going to put the hip shots on there.
At that point, you're like, I'm just going to replace the tuners with hip shot tuners. You did see a review where someone had that same problem, and they sent them a message, and they ended up sending them a whole bag of new tuners that were their own locking tuners made.
Yeah.
And so you see some. It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think about the company is hit or miss.
Speaking of tuners too, I actually had two unfortunate issues with the tuners. When I ordered the hip shots off of Reverb, the seller, you can request what was it, 2x6, 4x4, whatever for the 8-string. So I requested a 2x6 and sent them a picture, let them know, hey, here's my setup. And unfortunately, they sent me a 4x4 regardless. So that sucked, but again, I contacted that company and they were prompt and, sent me replacements and everything. So I had no issues there. Let's see, what else, that I did not like about this guitar? So when I put in the new pickups, or when we put in the new pickups,
I put in the new pickups.
He put it in. He's a very good worker. Get back to work, what? So inside the actual, where they put the mounting screws, you can tell they screwed up. And they actually put a quite large hole kind of next to the pickup. So it was slightly just askew, just a tiny bit. That bothered me, but again, it's not detrimental. It's not going to ruin the play of the guitar. It's, purely aesthetic. Other than that, there's just a small amount of chipping over here that I'm not really partial to. Again, cosmetic, it doesn't matter. That's just me being picky.
It's B-stock.
Yeah, it's B-stock. Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain too much about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I love the action on this guitar. It came out of the box playing just fine. The stock pickups, I would go ahead and advise anybody who does buy a Legator to immediately replace those.
They're okay for stock pickups, but
I found them really muddy.
At the end of the day, you're like, and most guitar players, especially if they're looking at these type of companies or even like a cheaper budget Jacksons or stuff like that, they're looking at upgrading them stuff anyways. I mean, if people are looking for something, I want to keep everything stock right out of the box.
Yeah.
You're looking at something a little bit more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas
they are putting these interesting passive active pickups or something like that in them now that look pretty cool. I don't really know much about them. I do know that on some occasions they do requests, and that they'll pop a pair of Fluences, DiMarzios, whatever
that's what
want.
They've kind of
similar to Kiesel. Kiesel does that as well.
Should we still talk about their? I want to take a second here to talk about their website because we only briefly mentioned it. A few things that I've noticed. And this is just going to definitely be more opinion piece than it is unbiased here, but
this is Devin's hot take, huh?
And now for Devin's hot take hour. Here we go. What I have to say about their website that is interesting, and that in their new line of guitars that they keep kind of cycling through, I really wish they would get their website up sooner to have a full arrangement. Because if you go try to search for any guitar that you were like thinking of, it's all gone. There's no history of it. It's all gone.
Yeah.
And the other problem I have, so a lot of the newer guitars.
General too. I'm just trying to find the information on specific models, like the one I have, like the
You don't even
NRA8.
see information like what's the body wood, what's the scale.
Anywhere online though too. I mean, like if you're just looking for reviews or anything, I mean, mostly you see negative stuff from guitar forums and stuff like that, which can be
Hit or miss.
Yeah,
Hit or
yeah.
miss.
You never know if somebody's just got a gripe with it, for whatever reason.
And they've I mean, if you look at them on social media, on Instagram, they're always posting their players, people on Instagram,
New
or
guitars,
on Facebook.
yeah.
They're always posting their new guitars, posted their playthroughs, and a lot of people really enjoy. We enjoy them. Don't get us wrong in any sense of us talking about the negative or even heavily reflecting on it, because these are actually very solid instruments.
Oh, they're fantastic.
And I love it. And anyone that's like getting into heavier music that wants, and they even have like just 6 strings. If you wanted a 6-string, or they have I think they have baritone style.
They had a really cool Les Paul copy for a while there.
Les Paul
that
copies.
was also on the B-Stock sale.
Hashtag play authentic.
Yeah.
I know.
Show us your headstock.
Show us your headstock.
Are you hiding?
Where is she?
Are you hiding any logos in here?
Right.
Are you sure the Anthony Gibson
Oh,
logo's
we
hiding
will-
in your attic, huh?
That's another topic for another day.
That's horrible. Yeah.
But no. So going back to the website there, finding these newer instruments that they're coming out with, I've noticed a huge difference in the price tag of these newer instruments that they're getting up there with like the boutique line, like Kiesel,
Ormsby.
all these manufacturers that do custom work. They're getting those type of prices, and it has me scratching my head. And they are putting in like the newer Fishman Fluences pickups.
But that doesn't make it. I mean, for the build of, this is a 350 guitar. I mean, hell, I paid 400, 450 easy for this guitar. No problem, no questions asked.
What's funny is you take a cheaper guitar and you put like twice the amount of parts and labor
exactly
to make something fantastic. Yeah. I think,
So that was fair price, but $900, get out of here. It's a great guitar. Is it $900 great? No. And they have other guitars there, thousands of dollars, couple, $1,500 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I think there was one in there I saw for like $2,500. Yeah,
it's very high.
That's just a price I would not pay for the quality of a Legator. Again, not knocking Legator. I love the guitar, but for the price point, I don't think I couldn't bend for that. I'd rather save my money, buy a Kiesel, buy an Ormsby, Strandberg, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and. But as far as that's like kind of all the negatives that I want to talk about, and I want to kind of reflect, but mostly I want to reflect on the positives. And in lieu of just changing out the pickups, swapping out any tuners or even adjusting the nut on it, once you get it set up, I think it's a truly fantastic instrument.
Yeah. I agree.
The neck profile on it, it kind of reminds me of the like Ibanez style, where it's definitely a thinner neck on there, but still very smooth, very playable.
Kind of like the RG figure.
The Ibanez RG.
Even a little bit similar. You can't see it on camera, but the Charvel I have on the wall over there, very thin profile neck, feels similar to that when you have this kind of guitar. You do seem to have though between these two guitars. This neck is definitely a lot thinner, but I'm not sure if that's because it has the extra string or...
It might be... Well, yeah, yours is definitely a little bit wider for the accommodate the 8-string. Today I have my 7-string, but done already broke a string.
Just before filming, it's just that's our luck, right?
That's just my luck. So
he's upgraded it to a 6-string.
Upgraded to a 6-string.
We lied to you fine people. We're sorry.
But yeah, I guess, should we just play?
Unless there's anything else you want to go through it. We kind of show off the finishes here a little bit.
Sure.
I have this nice, I'm pretty sure it's an ash body and a maple neck.
Yeah.
Pretty positive that's the information I found on it. They do this really, really cool black satin stain and then fill in the actual grain of the wood with just like a white paint or something like that. I just think it looks gorgeous.
First time, all the pictures on their online website do not do it
justice at all. I hope the camera's doing it justice, but this is This is probably the prettiest I've ever seen.
It's amazing. The sleek profile, even on the body itself.
That is another thing, too. Yeah, this is a very, very thin guitar. Which is, for me, it's ergonomic. It's great. It's nice and light. You know what I mean? I like it to be thinner like that.
Even the bridge, like the kind of monorail bridge system that they put on there, it's brilliant. Like, each string resonates that you want it to resonate.
Exactly.
That's one thing.
Well, I mean, again, out of the box, it tuned right up. I mean, it was close enough in tuning. Basically, everything was just about a half step down, to be honest with you. I mean, it came out of the box ready to play. And that's the kind of quality I would look for, you know, in a guitar of this caliber. I mean, at least for the money I spent on it. I'd like it. I didn't expect it to come well tuned, but it did. So I'm happy about that. And I don't live that far from California in the first place, so it was a pretty... Where are they? Sun Valley, California?
Sure.
I think it's... Well, I'm just going to guess Sun Valley. So yeah, I mean, it got here quickly. It didn't have any tuning problems, and all things considered, I love it. It's a great guitar. One other thing I'm really happy with is I like the bolt-on. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts in the back, and this really cool like kind of angles into the neck, so you can really get high up on there. The only thing I don't like is that this kind of sticks out a little bit. They could have done some more kind of edging on the neck to make this kind of more worth it, I think. But that's just me being picky. I can see this guy smiling over here like, you're just a whiner.
No, I made my own joke. No,
he's got jokes.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this. Here's mine, the Opus line, which is more of their kind of super strat, and they also do the Telly style in their Opus line.
It's got a great color, too. I love that color.
The color, and hopefully the camera's doing justice.
Seafoam.
It's like a seafoam green.
It's a darker seafoam, though.
It is.
It's kind of more saturation, a little bit more rich.
It is, and just the color alone was great. I do believe it is also a maple body, so this is a very bright guitar. But I think that's why I like it. With a 27-inch scale and the brightness of the maple, it sticks out of the mix very, very well. So it's fantastic for that. Like I said, I got the Impulse pickups by Bare Knuckle, and that's really great.
Wow.
And
they sound
and
great.
hip shot
Sound
tuners
amazing.
all the way. Pretty. I mean, for me, anyways, it's pretty easy upgrade on these guys.
Yeah.
I got it through the same company. I think it's Sports Tech through
Sport High Tech. Sport High Tech.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And
Great company. They took care of me really well. Nothing but good praise.
Yeah,
for them, man.
nothing but good things from them. And so I mean, and so as far as playability goes, this thing is just low to the ground, very close to the fretboard, but still very playable.
Yep.
I'm just shocked how low the action is, and it plays. I mean, as low as it was when I had it out of the box, it was a little buzzy, but I kept playing it like you could still have those just notes in there. Yeah, that's in tune. But
well, that was the other thing about the intonation on mine too. I mean, I haven't intonated this thing at all. It came out of the box like this, no buzzing. It's perfectly fine all the way through. I love it. Yeah, I have no bad words to say about this at all.
Yeah,
I mean, other than the words I already said that were bad.
But
But I think the positive outweighs the negative for sure. If you're planning on buying one of these or just on the fence because of things you've read online or maybe videos you've seen, you can take it from me. You don't have to take it from me, but
you must.
I say if they're doing clearance, if they're doing their B-Stock stuff, pull the trigger. Do it.
Yeah.
You will not regret it. Trust me, for $350, you get an 8-string of this caliber. That's a great price.
It's even better than the acclaimed like RG8 by Ibanez. That one,
which is a good guitar.
Yeah,
but that's about $300, right?
$300 some dollars, and I don't know. But most of them are black. They're pretty simple.
Yeah.
This is striking. Like when I first saw his 8-string, I was just like,
a little cream in the jeans, Doug. A little cream in the jeans.
I looked at it and I thought, it looks like a Manus, like the Regis Manus guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Mayonnaise guitars? Manus?
Patty Mayonnaise?
What an interesting name of a guitar company is Manus. Or Mayonnaise. It sounds like mayonnaise.
I'm sure it means something. I'd probably read it mayonnaise because I'm stupid, but that's... Have you heard about these new mayonnaise guitars? Who says mayonnaise wasn't an instrument? Take that, Squidward. Squidward.
But yeah, another thing, I still really want to talk about their website. I really do hope that they
He's got a gripe with the website.
I do have a gripe with it. Because you can make your account on there and it's great, but like when it's been over a year later that I probably purchased this guitar, and I still see their website is still not finished. I'm just kind of questioning things, but I still see new guitars stroll in, and I even messaged them on Instagram because I know they're very social media heavy.
They are.
I messaged them, and it took a couple days for them to get back to me, almost a week, because I asked them, like, I know you guys had multi-scale basses. When are you guys going to bring back more? And he's like, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like real soon.
Yeah.
And then I see them come up, and they're selling them for their multi-scale, the 5-string, I think is $18.99. And I was like, that's rough.
And you have a fan fret too, and
I do have a fan fret by Acacia Atlas, and they're a custom guitars and basses company out of California.
I have no idea. It's an awesome bass.
It's an amazing bass.
If we could review that one at the same time, we would. Unfortunately, it is not currently on the wall, and we're lazy. We don't feel like going.
We'll review it another day. Yeah. That one is a fantastic one. I do believe the one I bought was a prototype. And the original owner sold it, and then the other person had it, and he sold it on Reverb, and I bought it from there. And that's a fantastic multi-scale bass, and I was able to get it at an affordable price.
By the way, shout out to Reverb.
Shout out to Reverb.
More shameless plugs, even though we're not sponsored by it. We just really like these companies, guys.
And it's not even... I use Reverb, I would highly recommend it. I would tell a person on the street if he was an amateur musician... looking for, like, hey, what's a good place to buy stuff? And not to discredit, any mom and pop shops or even Guitar Center.
Pawn shops or,
Pawn shop, don't do pawn shops unless you know what you're doing.
You get a pawn shop special.
But if you're like a beginner...
Agree to disagree. All right, pawn shops.
If you're like a beginner, I would highly recommend Reverb, either that or Sweetwater. They'll have some instruments on there. They're another company that I also work with.
And if you've never tried AliExpress... if you're looking for a nice telly, original, brand new, straight from the factory Fender
telly, AliExpress.
It comes straight from China, right to you, good people. Don't use AliExpress. Don't ever do that. I'm just making a joke.
Because Gibson is going to come and sue you.
Oh, yes. Is there anything else you want to add about the guitars or your experience with the company?
The only thing I want to say is, like, thank you for making a good player's guitar.
Yep.
It's a good player's guitar. If you want something that's in the kind of extended range scale and is going to serve you on the stage phenomenally, then I would highly recommend Legator. They're definitely up there competing with all, like, the Ibanez lines, the Jackson lines, and a lot of those kind of extended range scale lines that are budget friendly. Yeah. Even the ESP LTD's line as well.
Yeah.
Legator, in one word, good for the money.
Yep. Yeah.
No, that's one word.
That's a few words.
Words.
That's a sentence, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Without further ado, I'd like to hear what the H string sounds like.
Okie dokie. Well, can I borrow a pick from you real quick? I think you got one.
Yes, I have my Ernie Ball Prodigy pick that you can use.
By the way, these are fantastic. Again, more shameless. Is this all we're gonna do? Is just shamelessly plug companies that we like?
This is a review for everything that we enjoy.
Yeah. The Ernie Ball Prodigies. This is the 1.5 millimeter. These are fantastic. I mean, better than the Windspear, in my opinion. This guy might disagree with me.
Windspear is still really good.
Yeah, but for the price. I saw these online one day. I texted him about it and was like, look, Ernie Ball's trying to copy Windspear. And I played it and was like,
kind of hard.
Well, screw Windspear. I'm playing this thing, So, well, without further ado,
Windspear's fantastic.
Here's my not so good chugging. My guitar might be out of tune, so I'm sorry, but at least you'll be able to get an idea of what the guitar sounds like.
This is a quality review, by the way.
Quality review. We didn't tune our guitars. We barely checked any of the levels. We broke a string. Well, sorry, we didn't break a string. We upgraded the 7 to a 6. But without further ado, let's do it. Let's hear some chug chugs. Ready?
Do it.
help but use the kill switch, honestly. That's just my favorite part. Short preview, but at least you get the idea. I mean, it's simple. You play AC/DC on it if you feel like it. Our power chord is fun, man. I love power. Oh, that's the future of gent right there. Just. Yeah, I mean, I love this guitar so much. Just as a fun player, just never had a problem so far. Yeah, I love it. That's, I mean, obviously these aren't the stock pickups, but you get the gist of it. It sounds okay. I have no issues with it. This is 100%. That approves. For the price and what the guitars are, same sentiments as him. It's a great guitar.
How many stars?
How many stars? Out of how many stars are we ranking it? 5?
5 stars. Everyone knows it's 5 stars.
Out of 5 stars. Well, some people want to do 10. Some people shoot for the moon. You know what I mean?
This
Shoot
isn't
higher.
IMDb in 10 stars.
Okay. Welcome to Watch Mojo. See, out of 5. I give it a solid 4. 4.5?
4.5.
Yeah, I'd say a 4.5 is a pretty fair...
That's really good.
Is a fair estimate, I think. What about you? What would you...
At
least on your model.
I would give it a 4.
Yeah.
I give it a solid 4. A good... it's a great guitar, but few kinks. Few things. And then this is what, if you loaded one with bare knuckles impulses, this is what I think it would sound like.
That's pretty heavy for a 6-string, if you ask me.
It gave me a cramp in my leg. That's how brutal that was.
That's how brutal it was. We're just going to break both of your legs just in the amount of heaviness. Yeah, I think that's all I really got to say. Is there anything else you want to put in?
Remember, kids, if you're going to gent hard.
And gent responsibly.